Hey everyone, it's Anthony. Hey, welcome back to the channel. It's been a little while since I posted my last video, probably a few months. Just been kind of lost in the game, and we had a hailstorm. I have a roofing business. I don't know if you guys know that yet or not, but I have a roofing company, and in mid-April we had a tremendous hailstorm that hit one of the most prestigious neighborhoods in the San Antonio area. So needless to say, I mean, each one of those homes is like a commercial building, so the numbers are pretty significant. And I've been working that storm non-stop for the last couple months. So I kept on doing the real estate thing too. Everything's going great. I have some really big deals in the pipe right now. I just wanted to make a quick update video to kind of let you know how things have been going. There's a person who commented on my video named Jasmine Smith. She wanted me to make a video about my first deal, how I got it, kind of how I pieced that together. Hey Jazz, if you're watching this one. Just real quick, I just wanted to touch on that, and then I'm going to cover why everybody should be in real estate, and why it's, I didn't know this getting into it, but why it's very easy to become very wealthy in real estate. And I'll tell you why I've come to that conclusion, and why it works 100% of the time for 100% of people who try it. And if you know people who have failed at real estate, either being a realtor, and you're like, well, that's not entirely true, well, I'm going to tell you how to make it true and how to win every single time too. Real quick, just on the first deal I got, it was actually someone who had been divorced, and he had a piece of property. It was a double wide on a piece of property, and that deal came off of BotFox. So it's a video that, a bot that posts on Facebook groups. It says, hey, I'm looking for properties, this and that. I ran that for a couple of months and it did pretty good, but I was getting kicked out of groups, and I guess they kind of looked at it as spammy. I didn't have time to mess with it and modify the controls, so maybe I didn't give it the best shot, but I ended up scrapping that project, and I moved on to, I did cold calling, I did ringless voicemails, I did everything. What I did is I had a real low budget set up for a pay-per-click on from Google Ads, and I got my second deal off of that. I think that was actually the first lead that came in that turned into a deal, and that was a home. That was another divorce. She had separated from her husband. She said, I'm done with this house. I'm not going to stay here no matter what. I just need to sell it. That's it. Super motivated. First day I went to go see it, signed right there on the spot. There was actually another buyer there at the kitchen table signing documents when I got there, and I still got the deal, still left with the deal. And I don't know how you guys feel about that, like as far as ethics go, but the guy was super trying to lowball her. I ended up giving her like $35,000 more. So I think I saved the day. But yeah, the other guy was at the kitchen table signing documents when I pulled up, and I left with the contract. So that was a cool little update. But yeah, any marketing methods work right now. I've been running PPC, and that's been doing extremely well for me. It's a little bit more expensive. It's lower volume, right? So you probably, I'm sure if you're working cold calling these lists, these guys have these VAs and these systems, and they're getting 20 leads a day. Sometimes I'm getting 1 lead a day, sometimes I'm getting 5, 6 leads a day. But these people that call me are all motivated. So I think it fits with what I'm doing, what I have going on with my other businesses, and just trying to balance life like everything else. PPC is working for me. I'm going to run it forever. I can't say that I'm not going to do other marketing avenues, but I'm going to definitely run with some pay-per-click. I'm just going to let it ride forever. So I'm going throughout my day. I'm running my roofing business. I'm going to the gym, dealing with the kids, everything. And then I'll get an email and it says, you got a lead. So I'll just immediately call them. I don't check out the property. I don't look up anything. I just hit dial and I say, hey, because these people, if they're online, they're looking to make contact. So you don't want to leave them hanging for too long. So I'll call them and I'll say, hey, I just received your email. Looks like you have a property you might want to sell. Can I get a little bit more information from you? And just gauge them out, kind of feel and see where they are. Some people say, oh, I'm not going to take a dime under X price. And if I look it up and it looks like they're looking for full price, I just say, hey, sir, well, it sounds like you need to connect with a realtor or a broker. I'm an investor. If I make you a cash offer, I'll send you a cash agreement right now, to make a purchase. But it's not going to be full retail. If that's what you're looking for, no hard feelings one way or the other. I completely understand. And yeah, you need to contact a broker. And I still make the offer either way. I say, hey, but just so you know, if I was going to go ahead and take it, this is my offer. And some people try to do that hard close, like, oh, my offer doesn't, it expires in 3 days or 7 days or whatever. And I get it, that's cool, build urgency. But if you're looking at everything from a marketing standpoint, you kind of have abundance, or you have an abundance of leads. So there's no need to try to, make somebody do like a time pressure, time sensitive decision. I think it's kind of goofy and cheesy, and there's no reason for it. And I know markets change and times change, so you're trying to nail them down to that time frame. But I don't do it that way. I just say, hey, look, I completely understand. You need to get 100,000. My offer is 50 or 60 or whatever the offer is. I always try to make a fair offer. I don't just lowball people just for the sake of lowballing. But I do have to, consider that I might have to hold the property for a while and those types of things. But that's what I say. I say, here's my offer. My offer stands. Call a realtor, call a broker, talk to them. Get some advice from them. And then if that ends up not working out for you, or you do happen to list, and after 6 months or a year and a half, you're just tired and you just want to just cash out, you always have my offer in your back pocket. I use that exact phrase right there. You have my offer in your back pocket. And I've had people call me back the very next day and say, hey, can I ask you a few questions about your offer? And then we just sign the contract right there on the spot. But I think giving people the freedom of the choice, giving them good advice. So I do coach a lot of these sellers that call me. I say, hey, here's what you should do. Here's what I would do if I was you. You know what I could do to help you. Even if it doesn't directly benefit me, just putting that good energy out into the world, I feel like it'll come back. It always does. They'll say, hey, my neighbor, my cousin, I just thought about you. It'll come back. And like I said, you treat people good and you leave them with feeling good after they talk to you, and they'll call you back. So I have had people text me back and say, hey, I talked to you back in, I got one this morning actually. I think it was from only about 3 weeks ago, but they texted me back and they said, hey, I was thinking about your offer, is the offer still on the table? So I'm still texting back and forth with them today. Oh, that's another thing too, is getting people to text you back. So I text, sometimes if they don't answer, I immediately text and say, hey, I got your information, you filled out the form on my website. I was just trying to contact you about the property, in X city or county. That way I can remember when they do text me back, I can reference it right quick and say, oh yeah, I remember this person. But having those text threads going, you build that personal touch with people. They would say, hey, yeah, I remember I spoke with you back in April or May or whatever, and I had a few more questions for you. Do you remember me? I've had people text back and say, hey, are you still interested in my property? So I immediately start texting people. I think that's where you build excellent rapport, is on a text message, because people text their friends, their family, their mom, their dad, their kids, their grandma now. So I think that's a great idea, is to have text threads going with a lot of sellers. And if you always be providing value instead of trying to get deals, right? Always be trying to help people, and they won't forget you. That's what I'm starting to realize now that my pipeline's starting to fill up pretty quick, and I'm starting to have more people calling me back weeks later, months later, ready to do business, or at least talk business. So that's it on marketing. Sorry if that wasn't a big help. I hate to be a one-trick pony and say PPC is all I'm doing right now. Everything works. I've got leads from every marketing channel, bandits, everything brought leads. But for my lifestyle, I'm good with low volume. I'm happy with that. I think right now I have like 6-7 deals working. I'm happy with that. I don't have a massive team. I have one assistant, and that's kind of my whole team. So I don't necessarily want to have like 20 leads a day and 80 contracts going, and maybe I'll get there someday, but for right now I'm happy with how things are going. I think the numbers I'm going to do this year are substantial, and I know it's going to get bigger and better. I just would like to keep the volume moderate, so I'm not overwhelmed. I've run companies where I'm just slammed with phone calls all day, every day, meetings, text messages, emails, and it's nice because the money's coming in fast, but it's like I also want to enjoy my free time, and I want to still live my life and buy some of my life back with some of the not chasing after every single penny that I could possibly make. It's never been my MO. Well, not in a long time anyway. When I was young, I was running and gunning. But either way, that's my 2 cents on marketing. Probably dragged it on a little bit. I know I'm kind of rambling, but I'm just talking as I drive. Going to check out a roof for a friend of mine that I went to high school with, and he posted on Facebook that he needs some help with it. So I'm just gonna go check it out, make sure that he's taken care of. I told him even if he doesn't use my company, that I'd still give him some of my contacts. That way they could do it for him. But now I wanted to talk about why it's very easy to become extremely wealthy in real estate. I didn't know this before, or else I would have gotten in real estate a long time ago. But I found one key principle that kind of made, where the light bulb came on, and I'm like, wow, this is intense. This is insane. I've never seen numbers like this. But the reason why everybody should be in real estate, if building wealth, or at least, massive cash, is because of one reason, and that's you can accumulate, several lifetimes, hundreds of lifetimes, thousands of lifetimes worth of assets in real estate in a very short amount of time. And here's why. So you'll have, a husband and a wife. They work their whole entire life, 80 years, 90 years, 100 years. to accumulate everything they can to leave it to their kids or their heirs or whoever that it is that's important to them. Most of the time it's the kids, if they have kids, and the kids inherit all that property, and sometimes they just dump it. They literally just dump it. Say, hey, this was my dad's property, he left it to me, I'm just looking to cash out, I don't want to mess with it, I don't live in Texas, I'm never going to go there, so I'm willing to sell it as long as just give me a fair price. And that happens more times than one would think. So as I've been thinking about this and kind of analyzing everything, you would have, imagine how many families are out there, millions of families, probably tens of millions of families, where they've worked their whole life, leave the assets to the kids, and then the kids just liquidate it. So that's why, to me, I'm like, wow, yeah, you can literally acquire like thousands of years of wealth, in just a handful of transactions. So that's kind of what I've been looking at, thinking about, and actually talking to sellers about. And that was kind of a mind blower for me. And even though I don't have much to say about the topic, I thought I wanted to at least share that, to kind of put things in perspective. Like if you're doing anything as far as marketing, business, if you're out there working your own company, and you're not at least, implementing real estate to some aspect, to me, that's crazy. That's absolutely nuts. If you're out there in the business world, actively marketing, seeking new clients, networking, and to not be in real estate, it's shocking to me that there's not more people doing this, literally for that reason. You can acquire thousands of years of assets and property, liquid assets, very quickly with very little effort. So here's how I look at it. The transactions are going to happen, right? Somebody could look at that and say, oh, we're taking advantage. I don't know about all that, right? Because I always act with the best intentions. I have integrity. Even if somebody's trying to get a low offer in a property, I'll say, you know what, I can do a little bit better than that. And I have text messages and screenshots that I could show where, yeah, I do take care of people. I'm not constantly just trying to, I'm not a vulture. I want people to get their fair shake. And I'm also, while still looking for good deals, you also don't have to, bleed everybody for every dollar. So I think this is amazing. That's just a cool concept that I thought about, that I've come across now, and I just wanted to share that. I just wanted people to know that real estate is amazing. I'll do this for the rest of my life, even if right now I kind of feel like I am doing it as a hobby, even though I've kind of been doing it not yet full time, but it's starting to take up a little bit more of my time as I become a little bit more interested in it. That's all I wanted to say. I don't want to ramble on or make this video too long, but that's all I wanted to talk about was if you want to become extremely wealthy, or you want to learn how to acquire a lot of wealth in a very short amount of time, get yourself in the middle of those real estate transactions. Put yourself around it, talk about it, network, telling your friends, telling your other contacts what you're doing, and it could get very interesting very, very quickly. So that's it. I'll just make this video short and sweet. If anybody has anything else they want me to cover or talk about, I'd be happy to do so. Just comment down below saying, hey, can you talk a little bit more about this? And I won't talk about things that I don't know about or pretend that I do, but I feel like for a beginner, I'm doing pretty good, and I can see how things can get, like I said, a lot more fun really, really quickly. I think this thing's going to start to gain a lot of steam here as I start to close some of these large deals that I'm working. I'm working some deals all over Texas now, and I plan on doing this remotely, but I've actually been doing a lot of driving to go out and check out properties, like driving to different cities and stuff. And yeah, the profit's going to be worth it. Yeah, it's going to definitely be worth the driving time, even though that wasn't my intention. Like I said, the numbers are significant enough where I feel like I can hit the pavement, check stuff out, and it's exciting. It's fun. I've always been interested in real estate and property and things like that. I just didn't know that I was going to, kind of get so excited about the investment part of it. But yeah, guys, if you have anything you want me to make a video on, comment on it below. Say hey, just say if you have not subscribed, I would sure appreciate it. I will, try to transfer all of my, knowledge, all the knowledge I'm accumulating, tips, tricks, everything. I'm starting to become pretty good at this business. Yeah, pretty quick. I'm surprised. I'm making some really, really good progress. I'd be happy to share. I don't have any secrets. I'll just dump it out on the table. So if anybody says, hey, can you make a video about this? I sure will, even if it takes me like, 3 months, sorry, Jazz. I'll eventually get around to it. But I'm enjoying making these videos. I keep telling myself I'm gonna do it more often, so hopefully I do catch a rhythm. And if you guys keep on, being supportive, hit the like and subscribe button, tap the little bell, say, hey, just give me a like, thumbs up, any of that kind of stuff. Just at least I know somebody's out there, then I feel a little bit more obligated, like, hey, okay, yeah, I should probably make a video about whatever somebody asked me for. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here because I think I already drove past my location where I was headed. But I would talk to everybody soon. If you have any questions, I always drop my number somewhere down below in the comments, but it's a 210-288-4266. You can always text me and I'll do my best to see if I can help you out with the little bit of knowledge that I do have. But I'm in San Antonio, Texas, and if you do have any deals here, I've been liking large acreage deals now. I've been really liking these large ranches, anywhere from like 10 to almost 80 acres up in East Texas. So if you have any deals like that, just send them my way. I'll be happy to look at them for you. And if I don't purchase them myself, then I'm starting to know a lot more people who are cash buyers and things of that nature. So if I can be any kind of resource for you, I'd like to be the San Antonio guy. Just give me a shout, send me a message, a text message, or a comment, and I would do my best to provide value to you. All right, everyone, have a good day. Thank you for watching. Take care.